So I think the strategy there for the Armenians is to go big on a declaration and drop down. He could probably go 208, maybe 210.
We'll see what Lasha does, and then he'll make his decision.
Last year in Anaheim at the World Championships, Lasha opened with 210, ended up at 220.
But he had the world record in mind there.
The snatch world record.
Yeah,
we'll see what he's got in mind for this, but with 207, Lasha will move into the lead. He may still have the world record in mind.
Have you ever seen anyone move weight? And I ask this in all seriousness. Any human being move weight like that? I think back to every weightlifter and that 207.
Nobody does it with that I've seen with that much ease.
Yeah. I mean, Rezazadeh comes close. But I think Lasha is even more impressive.
Particularly in the snatch.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a machine, and he doesn't miss.
211.
We've got just 2 athletes remaining. 3 attempts.
And now at 2 concerned about.
He's coming out for 212. Already first in the snatch. This would just give him the world record. And further his lead.
Just give him the world record. The lift, Ozaniste just marches out.
An easy 212.
Now, can anybody clean and jerk with him in this field?
Not really.
Possibly.
Minasian
but can anybody snatch with him? And the answer is no.
So, I mean, is this do we see 221?
Well, you know, look, right now he's got a 7-kilo lead on Minasian. Wouldn't be crazy.
Well, they at least called for 215.
All right, so we get a little plate change going.
Right, that will color us up to the blue 20-kilo plates in the end. So the clock hasn't started yet because the loaders are working on that right now. You see here on screen, 1 lift remaining, just that one little gray box next to Tallahatse. This is the final attempt of this session.
So they're making a change.
And you're waiting for the clock to start before they draw something in.
There was about a
217.
217. There was a nearly 30-year stretch where we did not see a human being snatch 215 or more. Happened in 87, 216, well, and then that was it.
Right, well, so
until Lasha.
So the significance of this number, it's the 2nd time that somebody will have surpassed the 216 mark, which stood for so long.
Well, the 3rd time if you count him, because he did 216, or Salimi did 16, then he did 220, and now he's doing 17.
So it's only the 2nd time. It's been the 216 has been surpassed.
The 216 has been surpassed.
Yes.
I'll add one more that he quietly did at the Europeans in Split. He did 217.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking about an event that can happen. You could count the
them
number
on
of
our hand.
times.
Yeah, exactly.
In the lifespan of most people in this room.
But he's done it so regularly over the past few years that, like, we've grown to expect it.
Yeah.
From Lasha.
And yet it is truly an outlier among outliers. Let's see if he can do it one more time.
So here's Lasha Tallahatse. 3rd attempt, 217 kilos. World record at plus 109.
I don't even know what to say.
Say nothing, it's fine. I'm right there with you.
It is truly a superhuman performance. It is something that is up there with the best athletic achievements of history. Look at how easy it is, too.
Remarkable. remarkable.
That is just unbelievable.
And again, after the 80s, I think there were a number of us, ourselves included, who didn't think we'd ever see a 215 or more snatch again. And Lasha, basically, we're getting spoiled every time we see him.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not 221, but I mean, come on.
I mean,
To see that again in that fashion.
he needs 237 to break the world standard. I mean, theoretically, he can go out there and power clean that
In the total.
and break the world record.
The new
total.
world record standard,
Yes.
yeah.
Gormanasyan of Armenia, silver medal in this snatch, has his work cut out for him in the clean and jerk in the total. Lasha's teammate, Irakli Chemanidze, bronze in the snatch on a perfect day.
There is going to
3
be a
for
lot
3.
of red on that medal stand.
And there, of course, Lasha Tallahatse.
You know, it's odd. I look up at the scoreboard and I see that 217, and you just assume it's a clean and jerk.
And it's a snatch.
And
It's a
I
healthy
look
clean
over
and jerk.
and there's no clean and jerks. It's just such an odd thing to see. As we mentioned,
And yet we're getting accustomed to it with him.
a handful of times only in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and it is a 12-kilo lead, which means he'd have to be out clean and jerk by 13 kilos for somebody to take him out. Here are our standings in the men's plus 109. And you see that number, and you can shake your head at it because it's ridiculous.
You think he was holding back? You think he looked good for more?
He always looks good for
Are we watching the same thing here?
I wonder, why the call for 221 didn't come out, but he's got his own plans, I'm sure, and I trust Asenidze, the coach.
Quick note, number 14 there, Almir Veljak of Germany suffered an injury earlier today. He is, as I understand, okay.
I mean, it's certainly going to be too much if he has to go out there right now.
Okay.
It looks like Lasha's walking out, even
No,
though
he has not been announced.
Now he's announced.
Jangabayev,
They got to change.
there's the change. So
loads of
245. So 245 is going to be Lasha Tallahatse's opening attempt here, and if successful, this will give him a 462. And even if he makes nothing else.
Right. I mean, and he shatters the current world standard total of 453.
That, and you got to think that this will lock up a gold medal in total.
And then I think he's going to go with my plan.
So a casual 245.
As casual as 245.
I think the number today is 263. 263.
We shall
Give him
hope.
the 480 total that is the mythical total of weightlifting.
So now 245. I mean, just take a look at this.
Nothing moves.
That's right.
Nothing moves. Was I
Lasha.
crazy or no?
Albagov?
Yeah,
Or
no,
Lasha?
Lasha.
He might have moved that down. So what 252 would do is give him a 469.
And with ease. With ease, gets that second attempt at 252.
What does he do
That
next?
gives him the world
I'm
record
telling
in the
you,
clean and
it's
jerk
got to be
and the total.
263.
Or do you call it a day? Because
And
look who,
Ruslan has pulled out.
So Albagov is out. That means we are down to our final attempt of the 2018 IWF World Championships. And hopefully 257 is what we're seeing now. And this is it for all of the tremendous performance we've seen all week. Sean, you've said it before, there's something special about being the person who lifted the most weight, or who lifts the most weight at a World Championships.
And who lifts last.
And who lifts last.
Closing out the competition.
And we are down to our final attempt. And not only the men's plus 109, but of the 2018 World Championships, and it belongs to this man, Lasha Tallahatse. The question is, will he take it? And then what weight will it be?
So he now owns all 3 records, snatch, clean and jerk in total. He's got plenty of time, still just over 1:40 on the clock. Asenidze perhaps asking him what he wants to do.
He did this 257 last year in Anaheim.
Looks like they're staying with this.
To cap off a 477 kilo, which at the time was world record, what, best ever, still is. Best ever total by a super heavyweight. And as we near 1 minute, we're not quite sure what he'll come out with.
He's coming out. I see Asenidze in the tunnel.
He's going to stick with 257. So this will close out this year's World Championships. A world record 257 kilo attempt for Lasha Tallahatse of Georgia. He will have a 474 kilo total. If successful, that too will be a new world record.
Simply amazing.
It really is. The knee wrap was unraveling, and he throws 257 overhead like it's a final warm-up. We've seen a lot of supers, very strong supers in this session, but I would argue none of them moves weight the way Lasha does.
Yeah, it's just remarkable. Just remarkable.
So now, with that being done,
we're done.
That's true. But Lasha marches one step closer to legendary status. This is now his 3rd straight World Championships. He's won an Olympics in between them.
You know, I think it's safe to say that Lasha has perhaps attained